A 12-year-old boy with eyes full of dreams stood quietly outside the glass window of a Tesla showroom, gazing at the cars he believed could change his family's life. Little did he know, in what seemed like an ordinary moment, Elon Musk, one of the richest men in the world, would unexpectedly appear. This fateful encounter not only brought a surprising gift, but also marked the beginning of an emotional journey that would transform the boy's life and his family's forever. A story of kindness, hope, and the power of dreams. Let's discover what happened and why this story will touch your heart. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share where you're watching from in the comments. Your support helps us bring more meaningful stories like this one. It was a quiet autumn evening. The golden glow of streetlights reflected on the empty streets, creating a warm yet melancholic atmosphere. At the corner of the street, the Tesla showroom shone brightly. Through the transparent glass, sleek Tesla cars were displayed under modern white lights, their elegance and sophistication standing out vividly. Outside the glass, a small boy stood intently staring inside, his hands pressed against the cold surface, his face brimming with curiosity and longing. Jamal, a boy of about 12, stood silently admiring the cars in the showroom. His worn-out jacket and faded jeans highlighted the contrast between his modest appearance and the luxurious cars before him. In his eyes, there wasn't just admiration, but also a deep-seated dream. He didn't dare to imagine owning a car like that, but he often pictured his father, the person he loved most, behind the wheel, smiling with relief. While Jamal was lost in his thoughts, a deep, warm voice came from behind him. "Do you like Tesla cars?" Startled, Jamal turned around. Standing before him was a tall man with a familiar face, salt and pepper hair, and bright, intelligent eyes. Jamal recognized him as Elon Musk, someone his classmates often spoke of with admiration. But he wasn't entirely sure. Embarrassed, he lowered his head, nervously clasping his hands together. "Yes, I do," Jamal mumbled shyly, his eyes still a little uncertain. Elon stepped closer, crouching to meet Jamal's gaze. His voice was gentle and friendly. "You seem to really like these cars. What do you know about them?" Jamal nodded slightly, feeling more at ease with the man's kindness. "I heard they run on electricity, don't pollute the environment, and they're very beautiful." He paused for a moment, looking back at the white Tesla Model 3 inside the showroom. "But I think they must be really expensive. My family could never afford one." Elon smiled, though his expression grew more thoughtful as he looked into the boy's eyes. "You don't just admire these cars, do you? It seems like you have another reason." Jamal hesitated. He wasn't used to sharing his story with strangers, but the man's sincere gaze made it impossible to refuse. Taking a deep breath, he steadied his voice. "My dad used to be a taxi driver," Jamal began, his voice small but clear. "He was a hard worker. He worked long hours every day to take care of our family. But last year he had a car accident. Even though he recovered, the car was completely destroyed." He paused, blinking rapidly to hold back his tears. "That car was the only thing our family relied on to make a living. My dad doesn't have the money to buy a new car, and now he can't find work. My mom is sick and can't work either. My dad bears all the responsibility, but he doesn't know what to do to support our family." Elon listened intently, his face growing more pensive with every word. Jamal lowered his head, his voice trembling. "I had to drop out of school to help my dad work, but I don't want things to stay this way. I want my dad to have a new car. I want to see him smile again, I just want to help my family get out of this hard time." As Jamal finished speaking, a single tear slid down his cheek, but he quickly wiped it away, trying to appear strong. Looking at the boy before him, Elon felt a familiar pang in his heart. He remembered his own childhood, facing challenges and responsibilities far beyond his years. Jamal was just a boy, but in his eyes, Elon saw resilience and an unshakable love for his family. Elon gently placed a hand on the boy's shoulder, his gaze warm and empathetic. "Jamal, I'm deeply moved by you. You're not just someone who loves their family. You're also incredibly brave. You've done so much already." Jamal looked up, his eyes wide with surprise. "Do you really mean that?" Elon nodded. "You don't have to carry everything on your own. I think I can help your family. Tell me more about your parents and let me see what I can do." Hope lit up Jamal's eyes. He began to share more about his family, their struggles, and his dreams. As he spoke, the light from the Tesla showroom illuminated the two of them, like a beacon of hope in the darkness of a challenging life. The boy's simple story opened a door far bigger than any car in the showroom behind him. A door to changes Jamal never dared to dream of. The next morning, the first rays of sunlight shone on the small neighborhood, bringing a rare warmth amidst the hardships faced by Jamal's family. Inside their old, worn-out house, Jamal's father, Mr. Marcus, was struggling to fix a wobbly wooden table. His thin, calloused hands bore the marks of years of hard labor. Jamal sat beside him, watching intently, his mind swirling with thoughts about the promises Elon Musk had made the night before. Could they really come true? Or was it all just a beautiful dream? A soft engine noise suddenly broke the morning silence outside. Jamal looked up, his ears perking at the unfamiliar sound. He hurried to the window, peering out onto the street in front of their house. His heart skipped a beat when he saw a pristine white Tesla Model 3 parked at their gate. Its sleek and luxurious appearance seemed out of place in this modest neighborhood. Jamal's eyes widened, and he froze in disbelief as he watched Elon Musk step out of the car. Accompanying him was a Tesla employee in a crisp uniform, carrying a stack of documents. Jamal could hardly believe what he was seeing. His hands trembled as he unlatched the small door and stepped outside, his gaze fixed on the man who had promised to help him. "You're up early," Elon said with a friendly smile, his voice warm and casual, as if speaking to an old friend. Jamal stammered, his voice barely audible. You really came?" Elon nodded. "Of course. I made a promise, didn't I? And here." He turned slightly, gesturing to the Tesla behind him. "This is my gift to your family." Jamal stood frozen, unable to process the words. His eyes widened even further, his lips moving soundlessly. After a long pause, he suddenly yelled, "Dad! Mom! Come out here!" Mr. Marcus hurried out of the house, followed by Jamal's mother, Mrs. Marie, who looked frail but whose eyes were filled with curiosity. When they saw the car parked in front of their house, both of them stopped in their tracks. Marcus's legs seemed to falter as he stared, while Marie's hand flew to her mouth in astonishment. Elon stepped closer to Marcus, extending his hand with a warm smile. "Hello, I'm Elon Musk. I met your son last night and learned about your family's situation. I'd like to help." Marcus took Elon's hand, his eyes welling with tears. You're Elon Musk? I don't know what to say. This car." His voice broke as he struggled to continue. Elon gently patted Marcus on the shoulder. "You don't need to say anything. This is a brand new Tesla Model 3. It's here to help you get back to work and support your family. I hope it's a fresh start for you." Jamal rushed forward, throwing his arms around his father, tears streaming down his face. "Dad, I told Mr. Elon you needed a car. He helped us. Now you can go back to work." Marcus hugged his son tightly, tears brimming in his eyes. Beside them, Marie wiped her cheeks, her hands trembling as she spoke to Elon. "Thank you. We don't know how to repay you." Elon turned to her, his expression kind. "You don't need to repay me. This is something your family deserves. Focus on getting well, and let Mr. Marcus take care of the rest. As for Jamal..." He crouched slightly to meet the boy's gaze. "I haven't forgotten you. You're going back to school. I've arranged a scholarship so you won't have to worry about the costs." Jamal stared at Elon, his eyes wide in disbelief. I can go back to school? You're doing all this for me and my family?" Elon smiled. "That's right, Jamal. You're a brave and kind-hearted kid. I believe that if given the chance, you'll achieve amazing things in the future." The Tesla employee stepped forward, handing Marcus the documents and explaining how to use the car. Jamal stood nearby, his eyes never leaving the Tesla. To him, it wasn't just a car, it was a symbol of hope, a beacon of all the good things he had ever dreamed of. When everything was settled, Elon placed a hand on Jamal's shoulder, his voice filled with encouragement. "Remember what I said, Jamal. Don't give up on your dreams. I'll be watching your journey." Jamal nodded, his face alight with determination. "I won't let you down. I promise." In the golden morning sunlight, the Tesla Model 3 gleamed like a guiding star. Jamal's family stood together, embracing the monumental change. They didn't know what lay ahead, but in that moment, they believed everything would get better. Jamal's story, from that day forward, entered a new chapter filled with hope and faith in a brighter future. That morning, Jamal's family life began to change. The white Tesla Model 3 parked in front of their house became the center of attention, not only for his family, but for the entire small neighborhood where they lived. Mr. Marcus, Jamal's father, seemed unable to believe its presence. This modern car was completely different from any vehicle he had ever driven before. Marcus spent the entire morning carefully inspecting every feature of the car under the guidance of a Tesla representative. His hands, accustomed to the steering wheels of old, worn-out taxis, now touched the soft leather of the Tesla's wheel, an unfamiliar sensation filled with hope. He started the engine, and its smoothness amazed him. No need for gas, no endless repairs. This car felt like a gift from the heavens. "Jamal, come here, son," Marcus called out to the boy standing a distance away, watching him with eyes full of admiration. As Jamal approached, Marcus gently patted his shoulder, his voice filled with emotion. "Son, this is all because of you. I won't waste this opportunity. I promise." Jamal looked at his father, pride welling up inside him. He had never seen such determination in Marcus's eyes. For Jamal, this car wasn't just a means to earn a living, it was a symbol of the hope he had always dreamed of. The Tesla Model 3 quickly became the tool that brought Marcus back to his driving career. At first, he was a bit nervous, as it had been a long time since he last drove, and he wasn't used to the advanced technology of the Tesla. But soon enough, he mastered all its features, from autopilot mode to charging the battery. With the new car, Marcus could take passengers in central city areas, where traditional taxis often lagged behind due to competition from more premium services. The Tesla not only restored his job, but also increased his income, something he hadn't dared to imagine before. Meanwhile, Jamal officially returned to school with the scholarship awarded by Elon Musk. That morning, he walked into the classroom filled with joy and excitement. When his classmates recognized him, the entire room buzzed with surprise. A friend ran over, unable to hide their happiness. "Jamal, you're back. We missed you so much." Jamal smiled, his eyes lighting up as he realized he was still warmly welcomed. He shared with his classmates the story of meeting Elon Musk and how the Tesla had changed his family's life. At first, no one believed Jamal's story, but when he showed them photos of the car and the letter from Tesla, everyone was stunned. One friend exclaimed, "You really met Elon Musk? He's a legend. This is unbelievable." Every day after that, Jamal attended school with newfound enthusiasm. He not only studied to keep up with his peers, but because he understood this was an opportunity he couldn't afford to waste. He developed a special love for art, where he could draw his dreams. One day, the teacher asked the class to design ideas for future inventions. Jamal sketched a compact, affordable electric car tailored for working-class families. When he submitted his drawing, the teacher was so impressed by Jamal's creativity that they decided to send it to a local innovation competition. As for Jamal's mother, Marie, she gradually regained her health thanks to the stable income from Marcus's driving job. After years of struggling with illness, she could finally cook simple meals, something she hadn't been able to do before. The family started eating dinner together every day. Their small house, once gloomy, now filled with laughter and joy. In the light of the old ceiling lamp, Jamal's family felt not only a sense of security, but also a newfound hope for a brighter future. One evening, as the family gathered around the dinner table, Jamal hesitated before speaking to his parents. "I just want to thank you both for not giving up, and thank Mr. Elon, too. Without him, we'd still be struggling." Marcus placed a hand on Jamal's shoulder, his voice filled with emotion. "Son, you're the reason Mr. Elon helped us. You showed him that this family deserved a chance. I'm proud of you." Jamal's smile lit up the room. He felt like he had accomplished something significant, not just for himself, but for his family. Yet he knew his journey was far from over, and he would need to work even harder to make his dreams come true. One morning, not long after, as Jamal was studying at home, his father walked in with a letter in hand. "Jamal, you've got mail. I think you'll want to read this." Jamal took the envelope, his eyes lighting up when he saw the words Tesla Motors in the corner. The letter from Elon Musk not only congratulated his family on their progress, but also included a special invitation. The entire family was invited to tour Tesla's factory to witness firsthand the modern car manufacturing process. Elon wanted Jamal to understand that dreams aren't just dreams. They can become reality with enough determination and effort. Holding the letter in his hands, Jamal felt a surge of happiness and excitement. This wasn't just a trip, it was a reminder that his future was wide open, and though the road ahead was long, Jamal knew he had a strong start to his journey. The day Jamal's family visited the Tesla factory was one they would never forget. From the moment they received Elon Musk's invitation, their home was filled with anticipation and excitement. Each family member prepared thoroughly for this special day. That morning, the warm sunlight bathed their small neighborhood. The Tesla Model 3 sat neatly in front of their house, gleaming after Mr. Marcus spent the previous evening polishing it. Jamal, dressed in new clothes his parents had bought for him, stood eagerly by the car, his eyes brimming with excitement. He kept glancing at the clock and then back at the door, anxious not to be late. His father, Mr. Marcus, wore a white shirt for the first time in years, while his mother, Mrs. Marie, despite not being fully recovered, made an effort to pick a simple dress for the occasion. That day, the family felt as though they were stepping into a new chapter of their lives. The journey took over an hour, but for Jamal, every moment in the Tesla Model 3 was a thrill. He gazed out of the window, marveling at the sights, and occasionally turned to ask his dad about the roads they were traveling. Marcus, steering the wheel, smiled with pride. It was the first time he was taking his family somewhere far without worry. "Jamal, look over there," Marcus said, pointing ahead. "That's the Tesla factory." As the factory came into view, Jamal held his breath. The massive building shimmered under the sun, its glass walls reflecting the azure sky. Rows of Tesla cars neatly lined the parking lot, resembling a modern artwork. Mrs. Marie whispered, "It's beautiful," her voice filled with awe and admiration. The Tesla staff welcomed them at the main gate. A polite man approached, bowed slightly, and said, "Welcome, Jamal family. We're delighted to host you today. Mr. Elon is waiting in the main tour area." Jamal excitedly grabbed his mother's hand, urging her to walk faster. "Mom, hurry up. I want to meet Mr. Elon." Stepping through the large glass doors, the Jamal family entered another world. The interior of the Tesla factory was awe-inspiring. Giant machines operated tirelessly. Robotic arms moved with the precision of artists on a stage, assembling car parts down to the millimeter. Everything was spotless, gleaming, and so modern that the family was left speechless. "Jamal!" a familiar voice called out. When the boy turned around, Elon Musk was approaching with a warm smile. Dressed in a simple suit, he exuded both confidence and approachability. "Hello, Jamal, and welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you could make it today." "Mr. Elon," Jamal exclaimed, running over, his eyes shining with excitement. "I didn't think you'd meet us here." Elon smiled, placing a hand on the boy's shoulder. "Of course. I made a promise, didn't I? Today, I want to show you everything about how Tesla works and, more importantly, how dreams can come true." Elon led the family through the factory's main areas, pointing to the production lines and explaining how parts were made, assembled, and tested. Jamal watched with wide eyes, soaking in every detail. When they stopped by a robotic assembly line building car frames, Jamal couldn't contain his curiosity. "Mr. Elon, how do these machines work so quickly and precisely?" Elon crouched down, his voice warm and patient. "They operate using artificial intelligence and automation. But no matter how advanced the technology, it all starts with ideas, with human creativity. And Jamal, I believe that one day you could be here, creating big ideas." Jamal looked up at him, his eyes sparkling. "Do you really think I can, Mr. Elon?" "Absolutely," Elon said confidently. "You have dreams, passion, and, most importantly, heart. That's all you need to begin." The tour lasted several hours, but for Jamal, it felt like a blink of an eye. A young engineer at the factory, noticing Jamal's enthusiasm, took him to the design area where car prototypes were sketched on large screens. Jamal stared intently at the drawings, watching cars come to life from ideas. He couldn't take his eyes off the screens, reminded of his simple yet dream-filled sketches at home. In that moment, he felt a surge of determination to keep pursuing his path. Before they left the factory, Elon hosted a small gathering to thank Jamal's family. During the event, he stood up, raised a glass, and said, "Today, we're not just welcoming a special family, but also a young boy with big dreams. Jamal, you remind us that technology isn't just about innovation. It's about how we can help each other. You are an inspiration not just to me, but to the entire Tesla team." Applause filled the room. For the first time in his life, Jamal walked onto the stage beside Elon, his eyes shining brightly. "I want to thank Mr. Elon for helping my family and for showing me that no dream is too big. One day, I hope to work here and create cars that help families like mine." Elon nodded, his eyes sparkling. "I believe you will. And when you're ready, Tesla will always have a place for you." On the way home, Jamal's family was still buzzing with excitement. Marcus recounted every detail he saw at the factory. Marie praised the kindness of the staff, and Jamal stared dreamily out of the window, his heart full of hope. That evening, under the light of his small desk lamp, Jamal picked up his pencil again. He began sketching a car, not for homework or a competition, but for his dream. Elon's words echoed in his mind. As long as you have a dream, anything is possible. The Tesla Model 3 sat silently outside, but to Jamal, it was like a guiding star, reminding him that the future was waiting. And now he was ready to step forward and make his dreams a reality. After visiting the Tesla factory, Jamal seemed full of newfound energy. He was no longer a timid boy, hesitant about grand ideas, but carried a strong belief that he could make a difference. Every evening, under the glow of his desk lamp, Jamal sat engrossed in his familiar sketchbook. His drawings were no longer just simple electric cars. They had become more detailed, with notes on improving efficiency, reducing costs, and making them more accessible to working-class families. He envisioned a world where anyone could own a car, no matter where they came from. Meanwhile, his family also began to change positively. His father, Marcus, became increasingly busy with his driving job. Recommendations from old and new clients brought him a more stable income than ever before. The Tesla Model 3 was not just a means of livelihood, but a source of pride. Marcus often shared the story of how Elon Musk helped his family with curious passengers who asked about the car. Every time he told the story, his eyes shone with gratitude and hope. Jamal's mother, Marie, experienced improved health thanks to better care. She began taking on small household tasks like cooking, cleaning, and even occasionally baking Jamal's favorite treats, something she hadn't had the strength to do before. The family started enjoying evenings together around the dinner table, with laughter filling their cozy home. One evening, as the family sat together at the dinner table, Jamal looked up at his parents. He spoke slowly. "Mom, Dad, I feel so lucky. Without Mr. Elon, we might still be struggling a lot, but what makes me happiest isn't the car or any material thing. It's that our family has stayed together, supporting each other through everything." Marcus looked at his son, placing a hand on his shoulder. "Son, the most important thing is that we didn't give up. You've inspired this family to move forward. Do you know how proud we are of you?" Those words warmed Jamal's heart. He lowered his head, smiling. "I'm just doing what I think is right, Dad." One day in class, Jamal's art teacher organized a small exhibition for students to showcase their creative projects. Jamal brought his car designs. When his teacher and classmates saw them, they were amazed by the detail and purpose behind his ideas. A compact, affordable electric car suitable for working-class families, It wasn't just a dream, but a vision from a 12-year-old boy. His teacher, Ms. Johnson, kept him after class to talk. "Jamal, I'm so impressed by what you've done. Have you thought about pursuing this path?" Jamal nodded, his eyes glowing. "I want to be a car designer, like the people I met at the Tesla factory. I want to create cars that can change lives, just like Tesla changed my family's life." Ms. Johnson smiled with pride. "Then keep working hard. I believe you can do it. Never hesitate to chase your dreams." A few weeks later, while Jamal was helping his mother clean the house, his father walked in with a large envelope. "Jamal, you've got a letter from Tesla." Jamal eagerly opened the envelope. Inside was a letter from Elon Musk, inviting him to participate in a special internship program for talented students. The week-long program at Tesla's research center would teach Jamal about car design, electric technology, and working with top engineers. He couldn't believe his eyes. "Mom, Dad, I'm going to Tesla. I'll learn from the very people who made the car Dad drives." Marcus laughed heartily, his voice full of pride. "Son, you've made it. You deserve this opportunity." The internship at Tesla opened up an entirely new world for Jamal. He met talented engineers, participated in discussions on technology, and even tested his ideas using professional design software. Jamal constantly asked questions, took notes, and absorbed every bit of knowledge. The engineers working with him were amazed at the creativity and understanding of a 12-year-old. At the program's conclusion, Elon Musk personally congratulated Jamal. "Jamal, you've done an excellent job. I believe you have a bright future ahead. Remember, Tesla's doors are always open for you." Returning home, Jamal didn't just bring back knowledge but also a newfound confidence in himself. He knew there was a long road ahead, but he was sure he was on the right path. The sketches in his notebook became increasingly detailed and practical. Each line, each idea was a step closer to his dream. That evening, as he sat at his desk, Jamal wrote on the first page of a new notebook, "Every dream begins with a small step, and today I've taken another step forward." The Tesla Model 3 remained quietly parked outside, but for Jamal, it was more than just a symbol of hope. It was a beacon guiding him toward the future he envisioned. Jamal's story is a testament to the power of kindness, faith, and relentless effort. A single act of generosity can change not just one life, but ripple out to inspire a family and community. From a boy who had to put his dreams on hold due to hardships, Jamal proved that with timely support and determination, any dream can become reality. The Tesla Model 3 wasn't just a gift. It was a symbol of a fresh start for Jamal's family. It reminds us that sometimes a helping hand at the right moment can change a destiny. Jamal was not just a recipient of help. He became a source of inspiration with his love for his family, perseverance, and vision for the future. This story reminds us always to look ahead, believe in the good, and never hesitate to extend kindness. You never know. Today's small act might lead to something extraordinary in someone else's life. If this story touched you, share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to follow more inspiring and heartfelt stories like this. Let's spread positive messages and make the world a better place. Thank you for being part of this journey, and see you in the next story.